Hello, and welcome to Next Gen Newsweek, episode 43, featuring our our resident furry.
Catboy.
Furry.
Meow meow.
Michael, down here in the bottom. My name is Mitch. Of course, we have Michael, who got to meet his first furry the other day, and now has already been accepted into their community. And
You're welcome.
yeah, and Richard.
Who's not a furry.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yet.
No.
Very clear. The conversion.
He wakes up and all of a sudden he has a tail.
No.
No. The conversion process has started.
Hi, I'm one of you.
Aw. Plinko. Oh, Ginkgo, sorry. I always pronounce the dog's name wrong. Alright, so last week was very news heavy for this time of year at least. This week, not so much. Featuring the biggest news story is that a public execution of Mario happening today. Mario is dead. So rip. If you ever played a Mario game, you are required by law to burn it off of your Switch. Set it on fire. All my Nintendo systems up here, if they have Mario games on them, they have to go away. It's kind of sad. Are you guys upset about Mario having to die? Was it a big shock to you guys that they actually killed him?
No, but Chase is upset about your audio level.
About my audio level?
So, yeah.
I'm sorry, Chase. Is this better? My audio level is low. I can't help it.
I'd say I was kind of put off that there was, I thought this was like a Nintendo thing. And then, just to be fair, nothing really happened today.
Yeah, I was kind of upset. Chase, tell me if that's better. My microphone's hitting the red on the bar now, so hopefully that's better for you. Yeah, I don't know. I thought they'd do something, but tomorrow's April Fool's Day, so be like, haha, April Fools, we've been trying to get you guys for 6 months now.
Yes. April Fool's, Mario's not dead.
It's just
really.
It's just a bit. But I was creeping on Twitter right before we got on, and everyone's using the hashtag Mario is dead. So it's in the wee hours of the night, and everybody's mourning the loss of him. Like, I can't think of what that movie is, but it's a movie. It's an old movie, and some girl gets like stoned in the street by like everyone else in the village, and I feel like that's what Mario is. He just got stoned by everybody. Nintendo called him that's a little better, he says. Sorry, you know what? I'll just crank that gain up a little bit. Is that better? Turn on my radio announcer voice. Other than that, we got some other stuff, but we'll go ahead and just knock out these headlines real quick. The big one, Richard's probably excited about this. Elder Scrolls Online is coming to PS5 and Series X with a 4K 60 FPS update on June 8th. Are you going to end up?
I don't know, man. I got really, really sucked into Elder Scrolls Online for a long time. And you know what's funny is I buy every expansion that comes out for it, but I've not played it in like over 2 or 3 years. But it doesn't stop me from buying the expansions. So I don't know. I may give it a shot when it gets kind of upscaled on June 8th, 5th? What'd you say?
June 8th. And I apologize.
June 8th.
It is a 4K 30 FPS mode. No, there is a 60 FPS. It's a performance and a visual mode. So there is probably a 1080p 60 FPS and a 4K 30 FPS mode.
I'll check it out. I actually think there's an expansion coming in July, shortly after that. The
Blackwood chapter?
Blackwood, yes, Blackwood. I was going to say Greymore, but I think Greymore was the last one, the latest one that had come out.
The article here says Elder Scrolls Online Console Enhanced was announced during the Blackwood chapter that will allow players to expose the Daedric plots and tyrannical schemes consuming the region and must discover their connection to the Prince of Destruction and his dreadful plans for Tamriel. Blackwood is a standalone story. Its events will further the overall Gates of Oblivion narrative that will continue to unfold throughout 2021. So it sounds like they have multiple expansions coming out for that game.
You guys know that I am not a huge online player by any means, but for whatever reason, man, that game had the ability to just really, really suck me in. I've got like 3 or 4 characters. Like I can't remember what their process of like prestige is, but I mean they're really high level characters. Like I that was all I played for almost half of a year. Was just that.
You sound
it hit me hard.
You sound like Ty playing World of Warcraft. Dude has
my god!
60, it has like 6 maxed out characters. It's ridiculous.
I don't have time for that, y'all. I just don't.
See, I don't either. It's not like I planned it. It's just the damn game. It victimized me. So
well, I'm not on top of that. I'm not gonna pay like whatever it is a month for a game that I probably have like at most 1 week of playtime in. Like,
well, so when it comes to, and I know World of Warcraft, that's not, you still have to pay for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a premium that you can pay monthly for Elder Scrolls that will give you a loot bag that's bottomless, and it will give you a certain amount of crowns, which is like the premium currency, but it's not it's not required, and it certainly doesn't like break the game if you don't. So you do have to purchase the titles, but you can play for free. I never I take that back. I mean, I did buy some crowns one time, but I never paid like the monthly thing.
Well, you all always have a home in Elder Scrolls Online because it's coming to. It'll be on all of your systems from now until whenever.
Is it a crossplay? Do y'all know? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think it has crossplay. It may have.
That would be my thing.
I don't know.
I wish to God it had crossplay, because I know David. I think was it David? No. I'm thinking about Fallout 76. Never mind.
That's what I mean. When I got Fallout 76, I just assumed that it was going to be just like Elder Scrolls Online and not its weird, fucked up thing that it was. But that's what I was.
That it was. It's not now. It's more similar to Elder Scrolls Online in that it has NPCs and stories and stuff.
Michael totally just readjusted his camera just to get his dog in there.
Oh yeah.
I can't get over the ears. Like, are you going to be on the show next week with just in a full costume and a hat or like a mask?
No, that costs money.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money. I hate to have a tangent, but there was a guy that worked at the previous Walmart location that I was at for a while, and he was like a full-fledged, like, I mean, convention going and everything, and like his head alone was like $300.
I believe it. It's insane.
He wanted me to. Apparently, there was like a big fad now is to actually wire the eyes to like move. And I've messed with servos and stuff. I could pull it off, and he was wanting me to like look into it, and I was just like, no.
Well, what I've seen, and I just I can't get past the mascot eyes, and that's why I can never be a furry. Like, I'll do the whole like fursuit down, but just not the head. That's just me. No. But they layer the eyes in such a way that it looks like, no matter from what angle, it looks like they're following you. So
yeah.
It's just a visual trick, and that, to me, that's a lot easier.
But that's it was more than just the eyes too. I forgot, like even the ears like have like a little little like waggle and stuff like that to them. I don't know. I mean, if there's that much money into it, I would have to like sell that stuff under like a pseudonym or something. I would want to be attached.
Geek Baron fursuits.
No.
I mean, go for it. Do your thing, Richard. All right, back into other headlines. 2 new colored Xbox Series X controllers. This is, Michael said, his most exciting thing about the whole list of notes for today. We've got the Electric Volt and Daystrike Camo, but I can't see that one, so I don't know what it looks like. Camo joke. Michael, what do you think about these colors?
I think I like the first one the best, honestly.
You like the yellow? I don't know if I like the yellow. It almost looks like a Splatoon kind of yellow, and maybe that's like the one little bit of reason why I do like it.
Why?
You like it because it's Splatoon?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll come out with a green and purple Series X controller. Not that, I mean, you won't buy one because you don't need one, but
yeah, I don't need one. I bought an Xbox One controller just to play controller games on my computer without having to resync my PS4 controllers. That's it.
Yeah. Richard, what do you think about these controllers?
Yeah. Not because of what they are. I don't. Controller color doesn't appeal to me at all. With the only exception being orange and blue. When I was a wee little guy,
right here, like,
there was a GI Joe named. No, wrong color scheme. Wrong color scheme. No, when I was little, there was a GI Joe little action figure, Alley Viper, that was orange and blue. I got him when I was like 7 years old, and it just, man, that color scheme struck me at that early age. So now I'm a sucker for anything orange and blue. So if Microsoft comes out with a controller that's orange and blue, I'll be like, that's badass.
Well, they're opening up the design labs back up for the Series X controllers at some point. You can make an orange and blue controller.
Like, well, I'm not going to buy one. I mean, if it's Sony, then that's... I said it would be awesome. I didn't say I'd buy one.
Well, my next thing with that was, like, do you hope that, like, the PS5 controllers will start having more color options, or do you think they'll just stick with the white and black one?
No, I think they will, because they finally endorsed the fins, right? They got multicolored fins coming out. I mean, not endorsed, but allowed.
I wouldn't even say they go so far and say they allowed it. It was more of D-Brand saying, "Hey, we're doing this our way, and we dare you to sue us over it." So, and the skins, they're called dark plates. They came out, and literally they are custom molded and everything. And instead of having like the little PlayStation symbol engravings, they've got their own symbols that they put in there instead.
Oh.
So that way they're not. And they took out the cutout for the PlayStation logo on the left faceplate, so they're not technically infringing on it, but yeah, they were like, we dare you to try to sue us over that. So I mean, eventually I think there was a black PlayStation, wasn't it? When it like some kind of special, it was custom.
Yeah,
they never officially made they have not made an official.
Oh, I thought Sony did. I thought Sony made like 100 of them or something. Oh,
nope.
Well, shit, I'm just all the way wrong.
No, that was
all right. Well,
it was custom.
Well, don't listen to me. I have no idea what Sony's gonna do.
It was all custom, and then when Sony got wind of it, they shut the whole thing down. It was supposed to be 100 or 1,000 of these PS2 edition PS5s.
Yeah, that's what it was.
They all got shut down. We may not have talked about it on the show, but they got shut down. All right. Next, let's talk about everyone's favorite thing at the beginning of every month: free games. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about Sony here in a minute. So we'll start with Xbox, or we'll continue talking about Xbox, I guess. So April 2021's free Xbox games with gold are Vikings, Wolves of Midgard, never heard of it, Truck Racing Championship, Dark Void, and Hard Corps Uprising. Have you guys played any of these games?
I'm excited
for
Truck Racing.
Truck Racing and Uprising. You want to tell anyone about these games? I've never heard of any of them before.
I mean, it's Contra.
Okay.
Hardcore Uprising. So if you like, if you like Contra, or if you like Metal Slug, you know that style, that arcadey thing.
I do.
Yeah, it's really good. I think. I wish it was. Well, no, never mind. I already own it, but if it was free on PlayStation, I'd say, yeah, go ahead, grab it. But if you have an Xbox, pick it up, definitely.
So Vikings and Dark Void will be available April 1st, and Truck Racing and Hardcore Uprising will arrive April 16th. I don't really like I know that Xbox typically gives away more games, and there are a lot of older ones, but I don't like how they give you 2 of them, and you have 2 weeks to get them, and then the next 2 come out the next 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks to get them, because on Sony's side, they dump them all at the beginning of the month. They're like, hey, you have 30 days to get these. And comparing these lists together, PlayStation Plus is about to knock that out of the freaking park, because the big one this month is their Destruction All-Stars, which has been free for a while, is coming out of rotation, and they're replacing it with Oddworld Soulstorm. Big free PS5 game comes out April 1st, which is the same day, or April 6th, which is the same day that the game actually comes out. But if you have PlayStation Plus, you get it for free. You also get Days Gone, which was a big PlayStation exclusive, and Zombie Army 4 Dead War. But I mean, I never played that. It looks cool, but you get Days Gone and Oddworld, which is ridiculously good. especially for and now. But Days Gone is PS4 only, and so Oddworld is for. I'm sorry, Oddworld is PS5 only. Days Gone is on both of them. But if Richard, are you gonna get Oddworld?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love stuff like that. I love the 2D animation style of games like that.
I saw something. I don't know where it's at, but apparently that game is banned. Oh, here it is. The game is not available in the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and South Korea. Which I don't get. But
because of war crimes.
I mean, if it was like
against
strictly
video games.
If it was strictly like a Middle East thing, I mean, but they threw South Korea in there. That's odd.
Yeah, I don't know.
What could you put in there that would offend the Middle East as well as South Korea?
Hey, look, I don't know. I've never heard of South
Anything
Korea
that makes fun of dictators?
What a South Korea though? That's a.
Or I'm thinking North Korea.
Yeah, North Korea would be. Yeah, I mean, if they put like a caricature of Kim Jong Un, that might be a problem. But out of South Korea, that's odd. I don't know.
I know usually Australia is the big one that has such an issue with like all of their games or people's games coming over there. So it's weird to see it's going to Australia but not coming to.
That's just weird in general that Australia would have a problem when it's like such a vibrant set. Like 90% of the world's most dangerous animals is on that little island.
Yeah, they don't.
You know, they're used to like violence and. I'm not speaking bad about Australians. I'm just saying
criminals. That's
you know, you got to be a survivor to live on that in that country. So
I don't know. It just. I remember the first time I ever heard anything about it was for Left 4 Dead 2. Like they didn't like that. Like the hand on the front of it was. I don't remember how the hand even looks, but it was dismembered. And they made them like turn the hand around.
Oh yeah, it was all like this or something.
Yeah, and they changed it to where it was like this.
That's weird.
It's so stupid.
That's an odd thing to get upset about.
And like games like Grand Theft Auto 5 are absolutely banned. Like you cannot get them in Australia. Like you can't download them off of digital storefronts. You can't go into a store and get them. I mean, you can probably pirate it, but I don't know. Like if it's not a Nintendo game, it's gonna have a hard time getting into Australia.
That's wild.
And I mean, and it's weird because like Mario eats mushrooms. He's doing drugs.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
I mean, not anymore. He's dead, but you know.
He'll be back tomorrow. He'll still be doing it.
No, they're just gonna have like a gift that they have pinned on their Twitter of him in like a noose. Just
maybe that's the next Mario game, Zombie Mario.
I'll be here for it. It's like Plants vs. Zombies, but it's just Mario.
Yeah. Make that. I mean, honestly, that's great. I'd be here for that.
These are our big titles, our big headlines, and none of y'all are Call of Duty fans, so it's not going to end up being a long discussion like I was kind of hoping if like Steven or Alex were going to be on here.
No,
but,
man, I might get this one.
Are you? Call of Duty.
It's World War II.
Yes. Maybe, but it also could be an interesting World War II game. But yeah, Call of Duty 2021, supposedly called Call of Duty World War II Vanguard. Obviously, another World War II shooter. I am personally done with World War II shooters, but this one sounds interesting. Potentially,
so how many robot dogs is this one going to have?
3. But they also forgot to feed one, so it's just 2.
That's fair.
But it's supposedly set in an alternate reality where World War II did not end in 1945.
Oh.
So
when did it end?
It doesn't say.
Did it start in 1942 or 3?
Didn't World War II start in 1939?
Was it 30? Yeah.
I would like to see a World War III based off of when they thought World War III was going to happen.
Which time?
You know, like a couple months ago.
Oh, you're
like
talking
that.
Like beginning of last year when they.
Yeah. World War III 2020 edition, and then every fucking thing that happened in 2020 from the Hornets to the fucking gorilla. I mean, he didn't die in 2020, but still, he deserves to be in there. Harambe.
That's the thing, is that like they have a flashback in the campaign to the beginning of the game where it's like everything was great until they killed that fucking monkey. It's just them killing Harambe.
Oh my god.
And it just sets the universe just splits in half, and we're in the dark timeline, and it's all this crap.
We're in the dark timeline. We are.
We fucking are.
I know that a lot of this probably doesn't make sense. I mean, it will, I guess, when I say it. But so there are 3 teams that make Call of Duty games. You have Infinity Ward that does Modern Warfare, Treyarch that does Black Ops, and Sledgehammer, who has done these kind of this random ass Call of Duties. They did Advanced Warfare, which a lot of people say is their favorite, but I don't like it. World War II, and now this one, and they helped with Modern Warfare 3. And they were in this rotation where last year, instead of getting Cold War, we were supposed to get Sledgehammer's game, but they got pulled off of it for whatever reason. I think half their team left. So then Treyarch lost a year of development time for Cold War, and for losing a year of time on that game. I still think it's great. And now they've got World War II Vanguard. I know, Richard, you're not going to play multiplayer, but do you think you'll end up picking this up just to play the campaign in it?
Probably, because now I'm confused. If World War II didn't end in 45, but it still began in 39, like, how far are they going to take it? That's my thing. It's like, how long is this war? Or is it just going to be something completely different, that it didn't start in 39? It's just, I don't know. I'm curious now. I need more information.
What if the actual thing was that World War I never ended, and then the war just kept going?
There's
so
that
it's not
too.
Technically World War. It's just Call of Duty World War. Not to be confused with World at War, because that was Call of Duty 5. But World War. I'm so sick of World War II shooters.
Oh, man.
How many times can you remake the D-Day invasion?
They've done RTSs and stuff like that, but how cool would it be if, like, Call of Duty could somehow partner with, like, Warhammer 40K? Let those guys have a crack at the 40K universe. That would be badass. I would be down for that.
Apparently,
because they made a first-person Warhammer game back on the PlayStation 2, I think. Firestarter, I believe it was called. It wasn't great. I don't know who made it, but it was a swing and a miss.
Sledgehammer,
or maybe like a team of commandos get sucked into an alternate reality where there's all these monsters that you have to hunt down and collect their scales and make weapons of. I don't know. Just something.
Like they're hunting monsters?
Yeah. Like a Monster Hunter game, if you will.
Yeah.
That'd be a great Modern Warfare.
Sledgehammer apparently, when they were first picked up by Activision to make Call of Duty, was working on a third-person action RPG, or I guess an RPG, I don't know. Kind of like The Division, but Call of Duty, and I'm so glad they didn't end up making that. I don't like The Division. Here's the thing I hate about this the most. And I know that they can't just keep staying with the same timeline. But, like, in Modern Warfare, the remake of it, introduced Warzone, which is their free-to-play battle royale. Starting in 3 weeks, that map is finally converting into Cold War's map. Somehow they've made it work because of the zombies from Black Ops invading the island that the map takes place on. They're going to nuke the map. And so the setting is going from like mid-2000s, and it's dialing all the way back to the 80s. And now if this is true, and then they decide to integrate World War II into Warzone, they're going to have to find a way to not only dial it back from the 80s into the 40s potentially, but also split it off into an alternate timeline. Like, I don't play Warzone. I shouldn't care this much. It just irritates the hell out of me.
It shouldn't be that complicated. You shoot bad guys. Like there shouldn't even be a story or a campaign.
I mean, I was impressed that they were able to integrate the story of, because Black Ops and Modern Warfare have been their own thing for so long. So I was kind of glad that they were finally able to make them work in the same universe again. But just leave Sledgehammer out of it. Sledgehammer is like the Internet Explorer of Call of Duty title or companies. So just let them be in the corner. They do their own thing. Leave them out of it. Like, you know, I don't... Just let's stop touching my Call. It's a good thing for me, though, because if I don't like it, then that means I get to spend another year playing Cold War and not having to worry about stopping everything and going to another new Call of Duty. So I shouldn't be complaining about it. Yeah. What a tangent. Got my blood boiling over that. I slammed the controller for the first time the other day playing Call of Duty.
I'm not entirely sure, but I think there's still servers open on the original Wii versions where you have the motion controls.
Yep. Have you ever played Call of Duty Black Ops 1 on the Nintendo Wii?
I've not. I'm not sure someone could pay me enough.
It's an experience. Let me set the scene for you. I used to only have a Wii when I was a kid. I didn't have access to anything else. I wanted to play Call of Duty. I'm playing Black Ops on the Wii. Like, that's just how it is. So I'm over here just like, you know, pointing around, shooting. I only played zombies. I didn't play multiplayer. But it was rough. It was so rough. I don't recommend it to anybody. But yeah, like, I'd rather play Modern Warfare on the DS.
Oh, that's bad.
Than play on the Wii.
That's bad.
I wish there was a resurgence of light guns, though, man. I miss those days.
Light guns?
Light guns. You don't remember that? I think the last time I had like a legitimate licensed light gun was PlayStation 2. It was Time Crisis, I think.
I mean, they've got the PlayStation Move guns.
Yeah, but they don't.
The light guns don't work on HD TVs. They only work on CRT.
Right. Yeah. I wish there's got to be a. I think there's a way around that.
There is a converter.
There is a way around.
Because I remember.
No, not just that, but you know, you think about like with your Wii remote, that works on the new TVs. You just got to put like the sensor bar or something like that. I mean, there'd be a way to do it. I don't know. It's like nobody cares about that anymore.
I mean, but at that point, you might as well just put a PlayStation camera and a PlayStation headset and a Move controller.
So I mean, there's a reason why it doesn't work.
Because it's the scan lines, isn't it?
Well, I mean, part of it. So, like, the refresh rate is way too high for the modern TV. It's not just that it was a CRT TV. When they moved to digital TVs, the refresh rate is worlds ahead of any CRT television. So they actually do have a converter where it'll basically slow down the refresh rate.
Interesting. So that
your light gun can capture the image right, because basically what it was like 1/30th of a second, technically, of where your screen went all black except for the spots that you needed to shoot, which were white. Too fast for the human eye to catch. But now we're all struggling to see, you know, 120 FPS, I can totally tell the difference. But your light gun could capture it, and if your light gun captured the white circle, you got the point.
The more you know. Michael over here with the big brain.
You know.
All right. And
I'm single.
And he's a converting furry. Catch him at the dog park.
Woof, woof.
Woof, woof. All right. And then our big story, and I can't wait to talk to Richard about this. The PlayStation Store is being shut down for the PS3, the PS Vita, and the PSP on July 2nd.
Weird.
Customers will still be able to re-download and play previously purchased games and redeem games and vouchers. However, purchases will cease and players can no longer make in-game purchases or redeem PlayStation Network wallet funds. So pretty much it's just like what happened to the Nintendo Wii a few years ago, but now it's happening for this entire generation of systems. I know, Richard, you buy physical copies of all of your stuff for the most part, I assume, but like, how do you feel about this?
It's about 50-50.
How are you feeling about all this?
I mean, it's the natural progression of things, you know. I mean, we're always moving forward. You know, it's the day's bound to come, and it is.
My big thing is that you actually, real quick, Michael, where are you at with this?
So I'm what you kind of consider like a white hat hacker, and to me, like morally speaking, to me this opens the door for hacking.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know it's been available for years now, but like when the company abandons it, like officially, like to me that's the game.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do whatever you want to the hardware.
Definitely going to open up a lot of emulation out of, especially the Vita. I think the Vita is already one of the most like hacked systems out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say mine's already hacked, so
I didn't
even wait for him to.
Yeah. The thing I have a problem with, like Richard said, he's 50-50 digital and physical. Depending on, actually, currently, like everything I own on the PS5, Series X, and Switch, it's all digital. So, to me, this kind of like, I don't want to say, it's not like scary or anything, but it's just like, there are probably PS3 games that are not available on the 4 or the 5 right now, whether it's through PlayStation Now or whatever. And once this shuts down, like you'll never be able to get them again unless they finally come out and say, "Hey, we're adding them to whatever." I was listening to something and someone said like they were like a big advocate for PlayStation All-Stars, which I don't understand how, but they were. And they're like, this game's not released on anything else, so if trying to find a physical copy of it's like in the hundreds of dollars, apparently. Right. So if you went to go try to pay the $30 for this game, like starting July 3rd or 2nd, you won't be able to do that anymore unless they finally make it available on something. They called it a walled garden of PS3 games, which I mean I think that's a pretty good way to put it. I don't know. It's just the thing with me also is like I said, everything I got now is digital. So, am I supposed to assume that when the PlayStation 7 comes out that they're going to stop support on the PS5 version and I'll never be able to download my games again? Or be able to buy new games, I should say. They'll let you re-download the games you already have. But if there's some like gem, Sony's so like against backwards compatibility that like I just don't assume that like Demon Souls, the remake, it's not going to make its way to another system, a couple generations down from now. I don't know. I'm sure this has probably like gotten a lot of up under somebody's skin over it more than it will me.
Yeah, but like it's taken so much to advance things now, and despite the look and stuff like that, I really don't see this generation of consoles being like a huge leaping point away from the past generation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost everything is backwards compatible. So, I think that there's probably a breaking off point because the technology is so different. Mm-hmm. Whereas right now with the past ones, it was very similar. So you may not see like a breaking off point. It will probably be dead. So we won't have to worry about it when the next kind of, Right.
Well, so this is part of this article also mentions that the PS3, you could buy some PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 classic games on it too, which is some of the only ways where it's almost pretty much the only way to get access to some of these games too at this point. So the PS3 is kind of like the hub for getting that older generation, so that's why I think that a lot of people are upset that you can't
I don't know, that's these companies have such a problem with emulation, and I mean, and they have it's a fair argument. I mean, I agree. I mean, it is, hold on, let's throw up a little bit, it is theft, I guess you could call it that. But I mean,
I was concerned for you.
on the flip side of that, though, they don't do anything with it. I mean, they've got franchises. People want to go back. Either it's because it was when they were young, or they just want to see the roots of something they like now. And really, the only option they have to go back is through emulation, because they do things like this. They don't carry stuff over. They don't port it over. They don't make it available in any type of medium. And it creates a breeding ground for emulation. Mm-hmm. And I know it's kind of like I'm trying to blame the victim, but it really is their fault.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but that's my biggest thing with my gripe with Nintendo, is because I thought Nintendo Online would be so much more than it is. Mm-hmm. But it's like they barely sprinkle little titles out on that service that, we pay yearly for. Now, granted, it's not, if it was any more than $20 a year, I'd be really pissed. But because it's only $20 a year, I can't have too much of a gripe. But I mean, It's when they first started talking about it, I don't know. I don't think they said it, but I think the overall generalization was that it was going to be like this Netflix style thing with like old Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and that's not what it is at all. And I'm sure it has a lot to do with like copyright stuff, but there's some titles that I know they should have access to that just boggles my mind that it's not on there. Like Mario RPG. It was on their Super Nintendo Classic that they released. Yeah. And I guess technically it's I don't know what it's Square Enix, I know, but I don't know. I'd have to look at that deal, but because it's Mario owned, it's Nintendo owned characters in it, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, and that game in particular is really weird because they were able to put a Mii Fighter costume of Geno in Smash when Sephiroth came out.
Yeah,
but not able to
put
RPG on the Switch.
I don't know why it's not on there unless they're waiting for something.
That's a good point. I don't know. My big thing is that I just wish that, and I know that the systems are completely different, but I just kind of wish that Sony would update PlayStation Now to be like their answer to Game Pass and be able to just bring this stuff over. Because you're talking about every company does it differently. Nintendo, at least they half-ass put an effort in to bring their older games over to the new systems, and they'll charge you for it every single time they do it. Sony doesn't do it, and Xbox is just like, yeah, let's go. You can play every single game that's ever come out.
Well, no, now with PlayStation, the PlayStation Now library is not too robust.
It's got 100 games in it, and Game Pass has 1,000 plus.
It's not as robust as it should be.
And I think the price on it is still more per month than Game Pass. It was $20 a month.
The best buy is you pay for it yearly, and it's $100 a year.
Yeah.
I've never gotten it. I've never seen the value in it.
No. Especially when half the time they give away all their good games for free on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only things that I would play on it would be like the old God of War titles, but I've got a PlayStation 3 and I have those, so
on disc, right? You don't have to worry about downloading.
On disc. I didn't start really buying digital until just this past generation. That was when it became a thing.
Once the storage issues started kind of going away, it was hey, now's the time to. I'm just also lazy. I don't want to get out. If I'm sitting down, I'm chilled, I'm relaxing, and I want to switch games, I don't want to get up and go pop a disc in. I just want to hit a button. Let's go to the next game. That's all I need to do. Don't need to worry about all that crap. But I'm also just lazy. It's a big part of it.
Amen.
Yeah. All right, and that. Whoa, my voice cracked. That's gonna do it.
And
that's gonna do it for the news this week.
Yeah, guys.
I don't want to jump straight into trivia because I feel like that's just kind of wrapping the show up. We're already winding down, and that's.
Mitch, what are you playing right now?
Oh boy,
we haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, we haven't. I was getting ready to ask you guys, but I'll start. I have gotten almost platinum, which is a word I've never used before because I've never done it up until recently. But I'm about to platinum Astro's Playroom on the PS5.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say Demon Souls. I was about to be like, go, Mitch.
No. I'm like 2 trophies away from platinuming Astro's Playroom. That game is so much fun. For a dirt cheap pack-in game that came with the PS5, the game's incredible. It's great,
really
great platformer. I've been kind of getting in my feels about starting up Banjo-Kazooie again because that game's just amazing, and I got the amiibo, so it's just like I was like, oh, so I'll play some more Banjo. And Black Ops Cold War. Really all I've been playing, but I'm gonna be playing as soon as the show's over. Just going back into Call of Duty. We're not having time to play games. It's funny because I look at my level in that game and it's like I'm like level 130 something. I was like, oh, that sounds like a lot. And then Alex's wife's brother, I guess that's her brother-in-law, whatever. He's like level 1,000, and that's like the max level. So I feel like I'm not really playing it as much as like most people are, but I still feel like I'm playing it a lot. So, but I need to get back into Demon Souls. I played it for a little bit, and I got so mad I slammed my controller on my bed, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take it.
Oh, come on! What did you get mad over? I want to know.
It wasn't like because I died. It was just because of how I died. Because like it's in the first area. I don't play Demon Souls games.
Well, I mean, but he's a rookie though. He's a rookie.
I'm a Souls baby.
I mean, that's fair. I just never throw a controller.
I didn't throw it.
Yeah,
I just went
yeah,
like that on my bed.
You know, they have an OtterBox
for the PS5 controllers.
Well, I was thinking of the Xbox controllers.
Oh.
But yeah, they do have.
No, I've never yeeted a controller like David has. Rip my ankle. But anyway, it was just like I had already cleared out this area. I died. I had to go back. I was trying to just run through it again. I thought I killed all the people again, and this one motherfucker just come up behind me. I was like, yeah! And then he just started swinging hysterically, and it killed me, and I just got really mad.
Yeah, I know the undead guys that they lunge, and then they do like this weird little chop suey type thing, and it'll literally just deplete your life bar.
I'm getting the hang of it, though. I picked a wizard, or a sorcerer, or whatever they're called. And so I'm obviously using a lot of magic, but once I run out of mana, I'm having to, do some sword play. And still trying to get the hang of it. Yeah. And it's just I haven't gotten the parrying system down yet, but I feel like if I can do it in Breath of the Wild, I can do it in any game. So I'll get the hang of it eventually.
There is a rapier that you can get access to right before the first boss of the second Archstone. That's really good for magic users.
10-4.
It's not consensual, though.
Yeah. All right. Michael, what are you playing, if anything?
Playing a lot more mobile games. I downloaded War of the Lions and
Raid
War of the
Shadow
Visions.
It's not
Final
funny,
Fantasy. There are Final Fantasy games. One's supposed to be tactical. I think they're both tactical, actually. Just one's using like 2D 8-bit graphics, and then the other one's using pretty well rendered 3D graphics. So, yeah.
Well,
like
as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
What about you, Richard?
That's it.
So, I'm a huge Far Cry fan, but I never picked up New Dawn. And I did recently, and it was, I think when it came out, it was only like $40.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I picked it up for like 11. And it's a lot shorter. It's longer if you want to do everything. But I thought it was a pretty fantastic follow-up to Far Cry 5. It was weird to see how some of the characters from Far Cry 5, how they ended up 16 years later in the post-apocalyptic landscape, but it did remind me of just how much I love Far Cry. So I'm amped for Far Cry 6. And then I finally picked up Marvel's Avengers. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why I didn't pick that up when it first came out. I don't, you know, I never read any of the complaints that people had with the game. I just saw headlines and stuff, and I was like, oh. So I don't know what issues people had with it. It's phenomenal. It really is. I mean, now I've got Marvel goggles on 24/7, so you're gonna have to, like, you know, whatever I'm saying, water it down just a little bit. But I mean, I feel like the characters when I play as the characters. I probably my least favorite Marvel character. Sorry, David, is Hulk. But man, I love being the Hulk because it's just shit. You're the Hulk, man. It's awesome. So, I mean, from what I've played of it, I'm really loving it so far. I even like not Captain Marvel. You can't be Captain Marvel. Ms. Marvel, who's you actually start as her as a small teen, and then of course, you know, tragedy strikes, and you jump ahead a few years later when she's a little bit older and has her powers. And it's, you know, you start out as Ms. Marvel and you play probably, I'm gonna say the first hour probably as Ms. Marvel. And then you meet up with Bruce Banner. Now, hold on. In the prologue, you get to play as everybody for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, just to kind of introduce you to everything. Mm-hmm. And then the actual story starts. You can play as Ms. Marvel for about an hour. And then now I'm playing as Hulk. What I like about it is when you're the different characters, it really feels like you're a different character. You know, I mean, the buttons are kind of assigned in the same manner, but the powers are different. You know, the way you fight and the way you approach enemies is different. It really feels different with each individual character that you play as, and I'm really enjoying that. That being said, Subnautica came out of nowhere, and like I can't put it down. So what I'm actually playing right now, I'm going to go back to Marvel, is Subnautica, and it's this fascination I have that started with Stranded Deep. These survival games that actually have a narrative to them that you can complete. Because it feels like other games in that genre are almost Minecraft in a way. You know, it's a survival game, but it's more about just how long you can last. You just keep playing and playing and playing. Well, with Stranded Deep, you know, there's an end game. And with Subnautica, I've been told by Steven that there's an end game. Part of the allure that I found is that I don't look anything up. I completely just go into it blind. I think if you look it up, it would like ruin that. So Subnautica is really strange, and I personally have a fear of the ocean and what's at the bottom of it.
Oh no!
So there's aspects of this game that's fucking terrifying to me. So it's awesome to play it and then have my daughter laugh at me, you know, because I'm like, you know, because shit's going on the TV. So Subnautica, that's what I'm playing right now, and it's free right now on PlayStation, by the way. So
yeah,
oh nice.
Go pick up all those free PlayStation games. I already have it on PC, games.
But I'll definitely download it. Yeah.
Did we talk about those 10 free PlayStation games last week? I think we did, didn't we?
We did.
Okay. Yeah. So, but just in case you didn't listen last week, there's like 10 free PlayStation games. We know Subnautica's on there. Horizon Zero Dawn on there starting tomorrow or sometime this next week. So make sure you get that, and hopefully they won't.
So do they rotate out or what?
No, they went ahead and added those. Constantly 10.
Added them.
Yeah, they went ahead and added those 10, and they were like.
I think there is a cutoff though.
Actually, I can only remember off the top of my head that Ratchet and Clank is leaving today, so they're killing Ratchet and Clank. So they're killing Mario and Ratchet and Clank, and then they're replacing him with Horizon.
Okay.
So. Yeah. All right, let's jump into trivia. Everyone's favorite questionnaire. Michael, Richard, you were both in the lead with 6 points. Who is going to come out on top? Don't forget.
Steven, by 2023.
Man, look, there's going to be a 5 trivia question gauntlet on episode 52. And that could be the game. That could help get anyone in the lead or steal the show.
I was going to say, he did. I mean, he was the only one that got it right last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, here's your trivia question for this week. What classic video game character received its name based off of a misunderstood translation of their name to English? Was it Yoshi, Pac-Man, Bowser, or Donkey Kong? Michael.
What was the question again? I know the answers.
Okay. What classic video game character received its name based off of a misunderstood translation of their name to English? Yoshi, Pac-Man, Bowser, or Donkey Kong?
I want to say Pac-Man.
Okay. Richard?
I'm going to say Donkey Kong.
All right. The correct answer is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's name was given his name because the creator thought that donkey meant stupid in English, so his name was supposed to be Stupid Monkey, apparently. All right.
I did not know that trivia fact. I just, from what you gave, just Donkey Kong sounded most like improper.
Well, I knew Bowser. I guess I was thinking too hard on the phrasing of it because I knew Bowser goes by King Koopa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was between Bowser and Donkey Kong, and I just pulled the trigger on Donkey Kong.
I went with Pac-Man because I remembered the thing with Mega Man being Rockman in Japan.
Yeah.
Man, I really thought you were gonna drop the quote from Scott Pilgrim versus the World about that he gives to Ramona Flowers about Pac-Man. Am I the only one who knows that quote or knows that?
No, you must. I mean, you probably know off the top of your head, but I think I've only seen the movie twice.
Oh man, he was trying to hit on her. He said, "Did you know that Pac-Man was originally called Puck-Man, but it sounded too much like Fuck-Man, so they went ahead and changed it to Pac-Man."
Damn it. That's great.
Go watch Scott Pilgrim.
I am going to go rewatch it right now.
It's the 10th anniversary of Scott Pilgrim, so go watch Scott Pilgrim versus the World and go play the game.
Which it is on sale, at least on the Epic Store. If y'all haven't ever picked up the game since it got re-released,
I believe. Don't hold me to this. I actually think it's also on sale on the Nintendo Switch as well.
Oh, interesting. And
for like
also
11
on Steam. Yeah,
$11.99, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So
if it wasn't, it was.
Look it up, guys.
It.
Yeah, I wore that game out on the 360 and PS3 era, so I'm set. I may go back and play it at some point. When I was talking about getting my Banjo-Kazooie feels, I started seeing videos popping up on YouTube being like, "Are we going to get a remake of Banjo-Kazooie in 2021?" And I was like, "Oh my god, please tell me it's leaked. Please tell me it's happening." That's the only thing I ever want. Like, that's the only game I'll ever play.
That's Microsoft now, though, isn't it?
Yep. Microsoft and Rare.
Isn't it Rare? Yeah.
Which they've got, Rare's working on, I can't remember the name of it. They're obviously still doing Sea of Thieves, but they got some other game, I want to say it's called Everwild? That sounds right. But anyway, it's some new game that they've got coming out supposedly this year or next year, but after that, their slate is clean. But I don't know, maybe they'll hire like Playtonic, who did Yooka-Laylee, to just remake Banjo-Kazooie. I don't know.
Yooka-Laylee was okay.
If they were just like, hey, just keep the exact same game, you don't have to do voice acting. You just carry the crap over. Like just make it look good. Make it look like how the Crash trilogy and Spyro trilogy.
I think people would be pissed if they tried to make it voice acting.
Oh, I would. I would definitely be pissed. I don't
know.
Like, it doesn't even matter what accent he would have. Just if you voice acted him, people would be upset.
Well, Banjo originally was voice acting because in Diddy Kong Racing, when you clicked him, he goes, "I'm Banjo."
Oh no, we can't have any of that shit.
Yeah, I literally got into like a Did You Know Gaming Banjo-Kazooie kick earlier today. It was bad, but yeah, whatever. It is what it is. All right, let's plug some social medias and we'll go ahead and get out of here. So, Richard, since you're our contest winner for this week, you want to start us up?
The guy that has nothing. Like I said, I've been working on something as a replacement to Board Game Breakdown. Again, it's I'm looking at probably at the earliest late April, but probably May. I want to make sure I want to get enough stuff together so that I can kind of front load it a little bit, because it is a website. I'll say that much. It's a website this time. It's not just a YouTube channel, but yeah, still working on that, and hopefully earliest end of April. So we'll see.
All right,
we'll see.
You're still doing Miniature Mondays, aren't you?
No, because I've shut down all that stuff. But that is something that I will carry over to the new thing. Is Miniature Monday, so it will return in full force, because I got all my Marvel United today. It finally shipped.
Nice.
So I have like almost 100 Marvel characters that are going to need paint. So
I bet your wife is just like so thrilled.
Yeah,
she is, because like the problem is I've got another Kickstarter game coming probably in about 2 or 3 weeks. I got Zombicide 2nd edition, which is man, those miniatures are crazy. It's Zombicide. I don't know, you guys haven't played Zombicide, the board game, have you?
I have.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
It's not. It's kind of like I guess what your Left 4 Dead style zombies. I mean, they're like there's the big fatties and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool game. And in the 2nd edition, like the roster of characters that you can be, they always do this thing to where they can't directly have a character, but when you look at it, you know exactly what it's going for. So in this edition, you've got John Wick, Childish Gambino, Oprah Winfrey, Kevin McAllister from Home Alone.
Oh my God!
You can be Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, George Bush. Because there's an expansion that come out, the DC expansion, that deals with zombies in Washington. So they kind of went the full. You can be Abraham Lincoln. Robin Williams, he's got his miniature. Did I say Ellen DeGeneres yet?
No.
Ellen's got her. So
that's beautiful.
It's a whole roster of characters where you can create some really wild stories. So I got that coming. So a lot of good stuff coming.
Sounds like the Mugen of board games. It's kind of nice. Y'all know what Mugen is? What did we talk about? We've talked about Mugen.
I feel like I have.
It's like some random fighting game where people are able to just hack in whatever characters they want to.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
It's kind of like I know people. The new one nowadays is Rivals of Ether, but back in the day it was Mugen. But it's got like over 1,000 characters in it. You can have like Michael Jackson from the PlayStation 2 game Michael Jackson Thriller or whatever it was called. It's great. It's a great video of watching Michael Jackson beat up on Ronald McDonald.
That's fantastic.
Michael, what you got? Making a little bit of progress on the website for stalledaction.com, but nothing concrete yet. Still very much a work in progress. Probably going to be doing a stream, not tonight, of course, but pretty soon for the new No Man's Sky update, Expeditions, because now you can kind of like go along on this, I guess like an RPG style thing with a couple of friends and explore shit.
I didn't know there was a new No Man's Sky update.
I know, they keep on popping them out, and we're like, geez, we'll pay for them, we really will, and like they just keep on coming out with free ones, and I will eat that shit up for breakfast.
All right, anything else?
That's it.
All right. If you want to find me anywhere, Meechflow, as always. I haven't been making a lot of content, but except for a random TikTok I made that got like 2,000 views. Shout out to those people. But what, Richard?
Nothing.
Did you drop it like it was hot?
I'm just on stalledaction.com.
Oh yeah, my tag.
I don't even know if I got to that. I'm just you're about me tapped. Ignore everything on here. I'm not a girl.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Oh wow.
I guess hold up. I was gonna try to. I don't have a Chrome tab pulled up. Never mind. I was gonna say we could do a special field trip to installedaction.com, but I guess that's gonna have to wait. So look in the description on the video and go to installedaction.com. Check out Michael's page. But other than that, yeah, me.
It's definitely like in transition.
Yes.
It's in a transitional phase.
Well,
I'm using one of their pre-made templates, and I'm filling in all of my information, trying to change some of the stuff up. But I mean, hopefully, I'll have all my links to all my social media on there. Live feed whenever I do a stream and stuff like that. Notifications, sign up list.
Word.
Should be nice.
All right. Normally we let Michael give us our sponsorship at the end of the episode, but I do want to tell you guys about this sponsor that actually got in touch with me about sponsoring stuff for their website. So I think I've told you guys about it, and
this sounds like fake news.
God, just saying the name of the website out loud is just ridiculous. The website is called Casual, but God, I butchered it already. CasualDaddy.com, right? Their website has pajama pants and shirts and underwear, mostly for men.
You did stuff. Mention this.
But if you, there should be an affiliate link in the description. If not, it will be there as soon as this is over. But if you use the code NEXTGEN, you get 30% off anything you buy off their website. So
y'all.
If you need pajama pants or shirts or boxers or whatever else they've got on there, just use the code NEXTGEN at checkout. 30% off using the link in the description. Other than that, we will be back next week. We'll have hopefully some more news to talk about. And but until then, have a good week.
Bye, guys. Meow, meow. And remember, everything is 100% off at your bedroom when you